What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. Smash up the likes, family. Smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop first. If you want to skip the line, you can jump into the super chat. I'm going to go in on the story, then I'll come back, check the chat, starting with the super chat, and we'll take it from there, fam. So a lot of people got excited when they announced that the new prosecutor in the Ahmaud Arbery case was Black, a Black female. So let me give you a little background if you're not familiar with the story. So a Black guy by the name of Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed February 23rd by two white men, a father and son duo, as he jogged in right outside the neighborhood of Brunswick, Georgia. They claim that Ahmaud fit the description of a burglary suspect. So they grabbed their guns, jumped into their pickup truck, one driving, the son driving, the father on the back of the pickup truck. Ring a bell? And he has a gun. Father has a .357, son has a shotgun. The son jumps out and confronts him while the father stands over for cover. So a struggle ensues, and Travis McMichael, the son of Gregory McMichael, who's in the back of the truck, standing up, gun drawn down on Ahmaud, he pulls the trigger, kills Ahmaud, and it was pretty much covered up for over 2 months. No charges ever filed. These guys didn't even go down to the police station for a statement. They took a statement right on the scene of the crime and bounced. The first prosecutor on the case recused herself from the case because the father, Gregory McMichael, was once an employee for her office. The second prosecutor recused himself from the case because his son worked in the DA's office with Gregory McMichael, but not before he instructed the police officers to not arrest Gregory McMichael. And then finally, a third comes aboard. He recuses himself. And now, coincidentally, all of these prosecutors are white. So they get a Black female prosecutor out of Cobb County, the Atlanta area of Cobb County. And this is supposed to make all of the difference in the world. This Black prosecutor name is Joyette Holmes. She is Cobb County's district attorney. She's taken over the case. So a lot of people are thinking, well, that's nice, you know, Black woman's gonna be fair. Well, not so fast. Now, it's worth noting that this Black woman is a Republican. Now, you know, typically it don't really matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat it's a whole bunch of crooks on both sides, corruption on both sides, uh, uh, just very, very evil people on both sides. But for a Black person in America, the Republican side is just a little bit more, should I say, wicked, just a little titchy-witchy more wicked. And it has to be when it allows, when it makes Klan members and neo-Nazi types and white supremacists comfortable. See, now don't get me wrong. There are white supremacists in the Democratic Party also. But in the Republican Party, they're just a little bit more uncouth. And they're wild and untamed and uncivilized. The Democratic white supremacists, they just tend to be low key, you know, be a little bit more, they're just a little more refined. But these guys, it's no coincidence that all of these right-wing organizations rush to the Republican side and they wave the flag hard. To be accepted by them and you're Black typically means that you have to go against the interest of the Black community. You have to oftentimes say things that are unpopular to the Black community, and I mean at large, because the Black community is made of many types of people. It's not just one thing. It's not just one people. But we know when certain issues are going to have a greater impact on us as a whole than anybody does. So when you think of this woman being in that party, you got to think, what does she do to be accepted? Well, one of the things that you have to do to be accepted, first and foremost, is that they have to trust that you are not going to try to interrupt the status quo. Understand what I'm saying, family. You are going to be a defender of the status quo. The status quo means continue on the trajectory of doing what's in the best interest of the country and maintaining systemic oppression and racism. That's the status quo. If it wasn't, we wouldn't be in this situation. So that is the status quo. If you are really a change agent and you want to disrupt the status quo, you're a problem. If you think that I'm tripping, I present to you Exhibit A, Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas hasn't done anything to advance the Black culture or Black people at all. I mean, you can't think of one thing. I mean, you would think as a Supreme Court justice, if a Black person is put in a position to give Black people a break in a country that has been so biased towards Black people, you would think, okay, well, maybe, you know, we're gonna catch a little break somewhere. Clarence Thomas goes out of his way to make sure that the status quo is maintained. You can't point to one thing, like one piece of legislation he's ever signed. There's nothing, there's no interpretations, nothing. That's nothing, no dissensions, nothing you can point to say this guy actually gave Black folks a break. There's nothing you can point to. And if it was, it would have made national news. His job would have been somehow at stake. Now, we know that a lot has to happen to remove a sitting Supreme Court justice. They would have figured out a way because they invested in him. They voted for him. They pushed for him. They put money up behind him. And they want a return on their investment in the form of loyalty to their party, to their interest. So just because you have a Black face on the case does not mean they are for your race. Does not mean that that Black person is going to do what's in the best interest of Black people or be fair to Black people. Because in the judicial system, Black people ain't looking for no favors. Black people are looking for justice, equality. That's it. Give us some equality on any level and we're gonna whoop ass. We good on any level. We just talking about equality. We ain't asked for nothing else. So I'm very suspicious of this woman being selected by the Georgia Attorney General. I'm very, very, very apprehensive. She was appointed by Governor Kemp. That should tell you something. Think about what I'm saying. They are not going to appoint someone who is not aligned with their interest. Understand what I'm saying? This is common sense one-on-one. You don't even have to be smart to understand this. I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. I think they put the Black woman in the position to take the fall. No matter how this goes down, no matter how it plays out, the Black woman gonna be the one to blame. If they let them off, they're gonna say, we couldn't be biased because she was Black. Aha, you see that? If he's convicted, if they're convicted, they go down, they'll say, you see that? Getting in the rope, you want to be a cowboy. See, she abused her authority. She played favoritism. But nobody is talking about favoritism every single day in the courts, or at least they're talking about it, but nobody's trying to do anything about it. You know, with the thousands of white prosecutors around this country who just lock up folks, especially Black folks, for little or nothing. Like do Black folks dirty, dirty, dirty. She gonna have to be perfect. Everything she says, everything that comes out of her mouth, every decision she makes is going to be scrutinized. They're gonna be all up under her. Like if she got a mole on her butt, they're gonna identify and say, yeah, it is right there. It's a 1/4 inch wide and they're gonna give you the shade of it and everything. Oh, they're gonna be all over her. This reminds me of Mammy Tammy. Remember Mammy Tammy Kemp? I think her last name was Kemp, Tammy Kemp. Was it Kemp? Let me check this last name real quick. Yeah, there she is, Mammy Tammy. What a coincidence. The governor of Georgia, last name is Kemp, and her last name is Kemp. And she was indeed a mammy. She's the mammy, that's Mammy Tammy who hugged it out with the killer of Botham Jean. Remember that? Hugged the killer. Never seen such a display of unprofessionalism in my life. She actually hugged, got up off her ass off the bench, went down and hugged the killer. You know damn well if she was black, a black woman in any capacity, but especially a black woman murdering a white man who sat at his house, inside of his house, a black cop. Oh, no way possible she'd got her ass off that bench. This is how it is, family, when you have these type of people that try to assimilate. They so worried about how they're going to be perceived and how what somebody else going to think of them. They'll go extra hard on their own people. And I just don't feel good about this at all. I guess I probably wouldn't have felt good. The only way I could have felt good about this if they had put a judge in place who has a record of being fair. And that means that it wouldn't matter what the race of the judge would have been for me. For me, it's about fairness. So if that judge has a record of being fair to everybody that walk into that courtroom, then I would be like, okay, I'm okay with that. I think she'll be fair. But this woman, I don't know. I haven't been able to locate a lot of information about her. I barely got a chance to see what her family looks like. And I'll share it with you right quick. Let's see. Share my screen with you right quick, let you see her. This is her family. Couple of daughters, husband. There they are. So that's that. Let's go into the chat and see what you guys are saying. So first, family, got a couple of new members to the WillieDLive channel. Welcome Just Susie and Trina Johnson. Show them some love, fam. Okay, I'm looking for my chat. I'm having problems. I'm not able to view the chat. Let me see if I can go into the control room and find you guys, because I can't see it. I cannot see your comments. Well, these lives have been giving me the blues over the last few days. Something's going on, something ain't right. Who said that? Is that Keith Sweat? Something just ain't right. Let's see, participants, pop out chat. Nothing to see here. We popped out, restore chat. Family, I see y'all watching, but I cannot see your comments. This is crazy. Only channel members may send messages. Enable low mode, slow mode, Limit chat post to every 60 seconds per person. Tap chat, live chat. I'm trying to find your comments, fam. Okay, let me go on the view page. Let's see if that'll change something. If this don't do it, it's gonna be extra problems. There y'all go. Gotcha. Okay. Who is a Cool Joe Scott? Welcome to level 1, family. Got a new member just popped up. Cool Joe Scott, show him some love, fam. Lady Rule say they should get the death penalty. Judge, keep the white man safe. Cherry Lynn says that Rodney Hood, it was a straight lynching. Jeanette Johnson, yo, Donovan Slack, what it do, Jonathan? What up, Nathan Ward? Latoya Mason says she has no sons. Good point. Yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing by choosing her. Georgia does not have a hate crime bill. It was voted down in 2004. That's true, but guess what, fam? They got a hate crime law, and it's called murder. So all they got to do, like they would treat any black person that murdered a white person. And that go your hate crime. That go your hate crime punishment. Because when you murder, they got a lot of latitude to punish you. They can go as hard on you as they want to go. So all they got to do is be fair. Be fair and impartial. The laws are already on the books. They're already on the books. Why is it that they don't have to have a hate crime law in place when a black person murders a white person? You know why? Because you know they're gonna go in on their ass. They going in, and everybody know that. It's understood. So you don't need no hate crime bill. Every time you murder, it's hate involved. Murder itself is hateful. There's some rage, there's some hate involved with murder. That's a hate crime. So all they got to do is go in, do like I do. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm gonna try to hang their asses. If I'm the judge, I'm gonna try to hang their asses. Yeah, I hear your evidence. I hear the evidence, but I'm gonna hang their asses. Dale Painter, what up, Detroit? D got it, welcome to the show. Ann Jenkins, hello. Yeah, Kayla Williams says she's very suspect. They always do this in cases like these. Don't never have black DAs and judges. Now all of a sudden they appoint a black woman. Yeah, you remember they did this in the OJ case when they had the Asian dude. Yeah, they know what they're doing when they do this type of stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had they threw a black defense attorney in the mix. You know, even a black prosecutor. Because that way, if the ball gets dropped, they can blame it on the black guy. Serena, I see you. I see you. Who is that? Dex Daniels. Martial law is what's happening and taking place. Prepare. Ramses 7. Willie, do you know about the firm called Stewart Law that's supposed to be representing the brother family? Is it true? I'm not sure. I know Lee Merritt is one of the lawyers on the case. Case like this typically has more than one firm representing. Alex Walters. What's up, Alex? Appreciate you. Fam, show Alex some love. He just upgraded his membership to level 2. Fisher Big Rob. What up, Big Rob? Oh, family, check this out. Tomorrow I'm gonna be live with Big Texas. Big Texas is the dude that was that's with Liberty Road. They you know, as a defense organization that pretty much seek justice to make sure that, you know, justice is carried out. And they're the ones who showed up at the killer's house. When was that? Monday. He's the one that showed up on the killer's house. I put a video out about him. Big dude was walking up. He showed us where the point of the murder was, and he showed us the house that Ahmaud went inside of, the abandoned house that was under construction. I guess it wasn't abandoned, but the house that was under construction. And then he showed us also the killer's truck. So they're out there on the ground. I'll be talking to him. He got a big announcement that he's gonna make tomorrow. So make sure y'all support him. In fact, I'm about to put his Cash App. I'll leave a comment. Big Texas Cash App. Let's see, Big Texas, Liberty Road, Cash App is it's Liberty Road 20. Family, make a donation if you can, whatever you can, $1, $5, $10, $20, $100, $500, whatever you can afford to give. The dude is out there on the ground doing some very important work. I know that what he's doing is he's risking his life, and the other people that he have out there right now, they're out there risking their lives. They're putting it on the line. They're doing what needs to be done. You have to meet force with force. And this is what we always talk about. The other way don't work. All the other stuff we've tried, that shit don't work. You got to meet force with force. And then there's other things that can be done, but force is a big part of it, a part of the equation. And that's one of the things that we've been missing. So anytime you find brothers out there that's willing to lay their life on the line and do whatever is necessary to get the justice that we deserve, then you gotta support those guys, because, you know, it's not, first and foremost, the fact that they're out there risking their lives. I mean, you know, anytime you're talking about manning up and strapping yourself in America, and you Black, and talking about being ready for whatever, then, you know, you're going to become a target. Even when you're not on the scene, when you leave, you know, they're checking your license plates, and, you know, they're running checks on everybody. They're trying to do anything they can to snatch you up off the streets. You know, they're checking your place, your family, your girl, you know, your children, everybody is pretty much exposed when those guys decide that they're going to put it out there on a line like that. So we should show our gratitude in more than just comments, you know, and memes and shares and video shares. I mean, you know, it takes paper to move around like that. It takes paper, you know. So it takes paper to go out there and, you know, to drive out there, gas money, you know, hotel expenses. And then while they out here, you know, on the scene of these atrocities, and, you know, putting it in those people's faces, they still have expenses back home that they have to take care of. They still got lights and mortgages and, you know, family to feed and all of that kind of stuff. So it takes money. So we got to get used to that notion of, you know, digging in our pockets to help those who help us. We got to get used to that notion. You know, it's not about somebody begging. You know, fair exchange is not robbery. It takes money to operate. It takes money for people to put themselves out there and move around and travel. I know Big Tex traveled 2 hours. He was 2 hours away from what's it called? What's the city called? The county, Glenn County. So he was a whole 2 hours away from Glenn County. And, you know, he had to go back home, but, you know, they need financial support also. It's good that we recognize them and show them love and thumbs up and all that. That's cool. But they also need financial support. So I put I put the Cash App on there for Liberty Road, the organization that he's with. You know, help the brothers out. You know, like I say, give what you can. You know, if you can do $1, give $1. If you do two, do two. You know, 5, 10, 20, 100, 200, 500, whatever you can give. You know, whatever you can spare, give it. You know, I'm doing my part. You know, I'm not just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making donations on my side also. You know. So I dropped it in the comment, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it also in the details so that you guys can you can easily access it. Let's see. Let's see, Big Texas, Liberty Road. Cash App. Let's see, and that's Liberty Road. And let me tell you something too, family. It doesn't just have to be Big Tex and Liberty Road. You know, it could be anybody out there that's doing it, that's putting in the work. You know, the Black Panthers need that support. You know, they were out there. They need that support. They need financial support. So, you know, so, you know, just do what you can, fam. I thought I left the Cash App in the right place, but I think looks like okay, yeah. I think I saved it. Let's see. Okay, where you guys at? Well, the chat keep disappearing. I'm trying to find a chat. Return to YouTube Studio, go live. Hold on, where is it? Okay, here we go. Let's see who we got there. Who is that? Rafa Baraka. Keep putting in that work. Absolutely. I appreciate you, Rafa. Kenny Walker. We need to do it like a GO. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something else, fam. When these people that behave like savages, like the people who killed Ahmaud, they always support the wicked. The wicked is always getting support. They're always getting love. They always get the support. The wicked, the killers, they asses, they support them like, I mean, man, they be turning them fools into millionaires. Like, so we got to get used to that notion. Like, and I do believe that, I actually believe we would have even more warriors out there if they received more financial support, because it takes money to move around. It takes money to get down that scene and do all that, put that work in. These wicked bastards will support wicked police officers and stuff to keep them on the streets. They will, if something happened to one of them those cops, one of those cops get taken down and they say they're gonna fire him or whatever, Them fools be right there, Johnny on the spot, spending that money to make sure that food is taken care of. You know why? Because they are trying to incentivize the next cop. Let that next cop know you can do the same thing and we're gonna take care of you too. So we gotta get used to taking care of our people. We gotta get used to taking care of people that look out for us so that they can know that when they do risk it all, that they're going to be okay, that they're going to have backup, that they're going to have some backup. Because one of the worst things for anybody out there is to, any man especially, is to lose your ability to take care of your family financially. That's a hardship that no man wants to endure. Men have done some really, really bad things trying to get back on track, trying to, take care of their families and feed their families. So when they can get that real support from the community, the people that say that they care, and not just the wave and the thanks and whatever, but if they can get financial support, it makes them go harder, and it lets them know that they're not out there all by themselves. Because I can just imagine Big Texas being out there the other day. And this is not to take away from the people who was out there Friday or Saturday, because everybody got a time that they got to move around. Just like, Big Texas was out there Monday, he had to go back home and then re-up and then come back. You know what I'm saying? You got to reload. So it's not to take away from anybody else, but it takes bread, it takes time and effort, and it takes sacrifice. Y'all know how these people are. When they recognize that you out there trying to do something for Black folks, oh, you're gonna be a target. I can guarantee you that. They finna try to shake your life up. They finna look all up into your taxes. They finna scrutinize everything about you, anybody that live under your roof. If they got something on somebody that they know you love, they're gonna try to bargain it. They're gonna try to use that as leverage to bring you down. What's up, Tracy Allen? We love you in Texas, Willie D. Keep up the good work. Absolutely, I appreciate your love. Thank you. Thank you. Who is that? Nanton from the UK. Serena asked me if, she said, I hope you seen my first text from the super chat. Let's see if I can find that. What's up, Michi? I see you on moderator duty. Show Michi some love, family. My moderator, Miss Michi, keeping those trolls at bay, making sure that you guys have an excellent chat experience on WillieDLive. Show Miss Michi some love, family. Mabel from Nashville, how can I send money to help? Mabel, I put the handle for the for Big Tex and Big Texas and Liberty Road Cash App in the details. So it's right there. As soon as you go on right under this video, you'll see the Cash App address, and that Cash App is $ Liberty Road 20. $20. Liberty Road 20. No, his name is not Liberty Road. His name is Michael. What's Mike's last name? Everybody know him by Big Texas, but it's Michael. What's Mike's last name? Let's see. Michael Holiday. That's his name, Michael Holiday. Yeah, so yeah, fam. Yeah, we got to be able to meet force with force. That's the only thing that works. That's the only thing these people gonna understand. We got to meet force with force. Yeah, we got to meet force with force. We got to meet force with force. And we got to meet finances with finances because they got the money, bro, and we got money. We just be sitting on our money a lot of times and be holding on our money, you know, for BS. But the one thing that affects us, one of the things that affects us more than anything is this criminal justice system. And we going through it every day. We deal with it every day, all day. Every single day, another black person gets shot in the head, shot in the back 50 times. Every single day by the police, you know? So we just looking for a little equality. But we gotta make sure that we do the same thing. We gotta do our part also. It ain't free. Freedom ain't free. It ain't never been free, you know? Equality ain't free. Respect ain't free, you know? Like, it's no coincidence that the people, you know, who are more involved in politics, people that are who are invested in organizations and stuff like that, they are the ones who benefit the most. It's called boots on the ground. Like, we got to get used to the notion that our people out here that are putting in the work in the community, that are doing community work, these are activists. You know, our people on the ground, our boots on the ground, our representatives out there, the people that's really doing the work. I ain't talking about the fake ones, I'm talking about the real ones out there doing the work for real. We got to get used to the notion of supporting those people. And I ain't talking about 1 or 2 times and thinking we did something. I'm talking about we got to get used to doing that all the times, just like we get used to going to buy Starbucks all the time. You know, like, you know, that's a ritual for us. Going to buy Starbucks, that's cute. You know, I got to have my Starbucks. Got to have my Starbucks once a day. For some of us, got to have my Starbucks once a week. What about got to have my freedom once a week at least? You know, I got to have my freedom once a day. You know, got to support my freedom once, you know what I'm saying? We got to get used to that shit, you know? And I was doing this, and I can tell you that I was doing this when I was a teenager. I've been boots on the ground. When I was a teenager, before I had any kind of bread, I always know that that you know, you don't tell me what you love. Don't tell me what you respect. Don't tell me what you support. Show me your budget and I'll tell you what you support. I'll tell you what you love. I'll tell you what it is that you respect. Because that's what we put our money at. We put our money toward the things we respect, what we love, what we want, what we appreciate. That's what we put our money towards. So if you tell me you care about the community and I look at your bank statement and I see a whole month of buying clothes and Starbucks and flights, hotel rooms, concert tickets and all that stuff. And I don't see that you made no donations to any type of charitable functions, or you gave, or you did something where you, even if it was a small, that's what I'm saying, family, it ain't gotta be big. Even if it was just $1, anything. If I don't see something like that, then I really know that you don't really care about the community like you say you do. I don't see something like that. That's what tells me. That's how I know. That's how I know what a person is about. Show me that budget. Let me look at the budget. I'm gonna tell you what it is you care about by looking at your budget. If you tell me you love your children and I look at your budget and all of your money you spent, most of your money that you spent in the last month has been on yourself. You've been buying all these clothes for yourself and you ain't bought your kid clothes in months. Man, come on. That's gonna tell me how much you care. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you know, having children and stuff is not all about the money, but that budget gonna tell me something. It ain't gotta be about buying the kids clothes. It could be about investing in a tutor for your kid. Hold on, fam, because my battery getting low here. I need to give me a quick second. I'm gonna share this screen. And then, let's see, on my screen. I'll share this screen. Share that screen. I'll share that screen. So give me a second. Yes, yes, y'all. Who was that? Black Beauty. Appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you. Serena, I was trying to find that your first comment, but I have not been able to locate it. My tweets are acting up. Not tweets, but you know what I'm trying to say. My chat is acting up a little bit. Who is that? Tony Brown in London. What's up, Tony Brown? London in the house. Rondell Jennings, what's up? I see you. Who is that? Kev X? Show enough. Get that to my militant brothers. I wish I would have been out there with them. Absolutely. What's up, homie? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So fam, you know, this whole thing, you know, was about this broadcast right here was about the new DA, what is about the new DA that was appointed to stand over the Arbery case, the Ahmaud Arbery case. And she is a Black woman. She is the Cobb County District Attorney, and she was brought over to serve, to preside over the Ahmaud Arbery case in Glenn County. Well, I guess it won't be in Glenn County. But the point is, I think she's going to be a fall guy. I don't think that Black people, we've seen this play before. We know that there are a number of Black sellouts out there. That we know that there are a number of people out there that look like us, but they're not for us. You know, all skin folk and kinfolk. We understand that. So we can't get too excited. Just like with the Amber Geiger case, you had Mammy Tammy presiding. A lot of people thought, oh, we got a black judge, we're gonna have some fairness. Had it been up to that black judge, if there hadn't been a jury trial, if it had been a trial by a judge, she would have let her walk. I'm telling you, I believe she would have let her walk. At the maximum, she would have given her probation at the maximum. Yeah, so she one of those. She one of them. We got to be very careful when we see these types. We've seen this play before. It's an old play. They've done this many, many times. So we can't get fooled by a black face. Charles Barkley got a black face. Stephen A., Candace Owens, Stacey Dash. It's a whole bunch of them, bro. It's a whole nation of them. It's a lot of them, and they got kids. We can't get caught up in optics. We got to get caught up in character. We have to look at the character of that judge. Let's look at her record. What does her record say about her fairness toward cases like this involving black and white victims? You know, victims and suspects. What does her record say about that? And I know she's in Georgia, so she's had plenty of opportunity to try a white person who has done something egregious to a black person. She's had plenty of opportunities to try a black person who's done something egregious to a white person. So let's take a look at her record. I haven't been able to find a lot about her at all, and I was searching. Like, she's done a good job at keeping her record but basically staying under the radar. There's not a whole lot of information about her out there except that where she went to school at, which is the University of Georgia, you know, where she grew up at, when she was appointed, things like that. But not a lot of personal stuff like decisions that were made that perhaps could have been controversial. There's not information out there about her like that. That's what I was looking for. What's up, Kenny? I see you. Yeah, I really do believe that I believe this is, I suspect this is a setup. I think they just got it in place to take the fall. You know, my computer, my screen is very fuzzy. Does it look fuzzy on your end? Let me know if it looks fuzzy on y'all end. What's up, LaShawn? I see you out there getting that money, driving them trucks, 18-wheelers. Okay, let me address something. Diego Cordero says, 24 million Black babies have been killed since 1974, supported by Democrats. I don't know if that's true or not. That seems like a large number. In any event, it doesn't matter if it's 100 million, 200, or 200. Let me explain something to you. Whatever went down under Black people voting for Democrats, Republicans were there the whole time. So next time y'all put something out there like that, make sure that you add an addendum to that message and say, tell me what the hell Republicans were doing while the Democrats were screwing us over. What were the Republicans doing? I'll tell you what they were doing. They were right there sitting at the table cutting the deal with the Democrats. They were right there laying in bed having sex with the Democrats and rolling up out of bed and going out there and pretending when they meet on the opposite aisles. This whole Democrat and Republican charade is all about power. Bottom line, this is why you see white people out there about to kill each other, going at each other like woof, 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 because it's a power thing. They're not, this side, the Democrats are not over here doing this to these guys because they love Black people. They're doing this because they love the power that those seats carry. That's why they're doing this. They love the power. And the Republicans are doing this because they love the power. It's power, it's about power. The Republicans flat out, many of them, not all of them, just flat out hate Black people. And the Democrats are, in many cases, just indifferent. But neither you get nothing really from either party because it is about power. This is what we got to understand. This thing is about power. When you run for these seats, you got a Democrat and a Republican. They're running for the same seat. The seat yields the same amount of power. It pays the same salary, whether a Republican ends up in the seat or a Democrat. So they're just flip-flopping seats throughout the decades and centuries. They're just flopping seats. But it's the same mentality. Maintain the status quo. It doesn't mean that one side, this side over here really cares. It's like, I can use y'all to get what I want and I ain't got to give y'all nothing. All I got to do is come around, smile, and show y'all packing hot sauce in my purse, and I can get y'all a vote. Gotcha. That's what it's about, family. This thing boiled down to power. That's why I understood what Puffy said when he said the Democratic vote will not be free this time around. The Black vote will not be free. To the Democrats, he told them that. The Black vote is not free. What are you going to do for us? It's a deal. Let's make a deal. What are you going to do for us? You ain't got nothing for us. We ain't got nothing for you. So y'all can go and duke it out all you want. Trump, Republicans, Democrats, whatever. Biden, y'all go and duke it out. Neither one of y'all got nothing for us. Go ahead and duke it out. Don't matter to me. Because guess what? We've survived worse. We've survived worse than Trump. And it doesn't matter how long Trump is in office, we're going to survive him. The reason why Trump really gets a lot of the recognition for being the worst is because he's just one of the least articulate. He is one of the dumbest, perhaps the dumbest president of all time. Most uncouth, no class, straight trash. That's him. But as far as like implementing initiatives, signing his signature on paperwork that could be detrimental to the Black community, he's done no worse than all the rest of them, including Obama. This is what we have to understand. We got to get outside of the emotional side of this thing and let's get down to the facts. What are the facts? Like, I'm not concerned about the optics. What are the facts? This is about power, nothing else. So if we can work a deal out where we can get some of that power, or you can use your power to help us out, you can use some of your power to help me out, then let's make a deal. But my thing is that whatever deal that I make have to be for the overall good of my people, not me personally. It has to be for the overall good of the people. See, and this is why you'll have certain Black people that'll say, man, I'm going Republican. I'm gonna vote Republican. They don't even care that these Klansmen and neo-Nazis and stuff are comfortable in the Republican Party. That they're part of a party that has these type of people in it. They don't even care because they're getting a break on their taxes. So they feel like, well, you know, I'm gonna do what's best for me. F everybody else. I'm gonna do what's best for me. What's best for me is to get over here in this party and vote for them and ride with that. See, a lot of people out there, they're about doing what's best for them. I'm like, man, what's best for the people? Tatiana, family, welcome Tatiana to the WillieDLive channel. Newest member, welcome to level 1, Tatiana. I see some negative comments about Puff and all of that. Listen, whatever you feel about him, you might be right. You know, you may be 100% right. But I'll tell you this, the truth don't care who tell it. And he told the truth that time. Now, I don't know what he did last time, but that time he told the truth. So if he's telling the truth don't care who tells it. You can't just, if somebody you know, walks across, if somebody walks across the street and on the other side of that street is a cover, something that covers perhaps a manhole, and that cover is loosened, and they tell you, hey, watch your step right there. And you don't like that person, so you're gonna step there anyway. You're gonna disregard the warning, and you're gonna step on there anyway and fall your ass right in the damn sewer because you didn't like the person? Or you're gonna be like, and then going around. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this food, but I'm going around. I still respect what he said. Still be cautious, but I don't like him. See what I'm saying? See, who is that? Earl from London in the building. What's up, Earl? A lot of international people checking in today. Sylvia Copeland says there are other Black YouTubers, channels I won't name here, that are saying this is a, what is, are you trying to say setup? I live in Brunswick now, and I know it's real. Well, you know, it's one of those situations where people got to believe, people gonna believe what they believe, but I don't know what part of they're saying, what part of this they're saying is not, you know, it's not real. You know, so she's saying that they're saying the other Black YouTubers are saying it's a psyop. You know, and listen, people saying the same thing about the coronavirus. Coronavirus is a psyop, but again, I think this is going to come down to what do you believe? What do you believe? I believe that you have a situation where a young man was murdered by a couple of racists, and it was supposed to be covered up, but it was too big to be covered up for too long, and it ended up being one of those situations where what's done in the dark came to light, and now you have this international polarizing case that is going to play out for the whole world to see. And once again, the American judicial system is going to be on trial. And something tells me, once again, they're not going to get it right. If you notice, all of these big cases, there's always like a bunch of misinformation, a lot of bad steps are made. There's always a lot of lying. They discover a lot of lies, a lot of deceit. The prosecutors always mess up. You never see a clean, like just a clean slam dunk type case where you look at the case and everybody, and like collectively the country is like, man, you got to respect that, man. They did a hell of a job, man. You know, the way they presented the case, the way the case was presented, the way the defense came back, and you know, you couldn't really tell what was going to happen. The defense did this, and you know, the prosecution countered like a heavyweight fight. You know, it was like, man, that was crazy. It was the best of the best from both sides, and you know, justice prevailed. You know, you don't hear about those type of cases. What you hear is a whole bunch of lying and a bunch of placing of evidence. You hear about a lot of deceit, where professional people have dropped the ball. Every expert is countered by another expert. You know, in your mind, like you don't know what the hell, you know, like your mind is all over the place. You know why you have a lot of that? This and racism in America. That's why you have a lot of that. Because it's not about justice. For a lot of them, it's not about justice. It's not about right. It's not about being righteous. It's about winning. It's about winning. And there are those that will try to win at all costs. They don't care if they convict innocent people. They don't care if good people don't get justice. They don't care if they let an animal back out on the streets to harm the general public or to kill. They don't care. They want to win. That's what's most important. All right, fam, I'm gonna shut it down. Didn't really mean to stay on here that long, but hey, you know, that's what happened. Once again, family, this is gonna be a long haul. This is not something that's gonna be done overnight. This case is not gonna be resolved in a few days, a few weeks. This case is gonna take some months to resolve. I see Chris Mathis just checked in. Why Ahmaud Arbery didn't just run to the field away from them. They only shot when he grabbed the gun. Now they can beat the case. You gotta be real, bro. Who says, well, they can be, it might beat the case, they might not be. It's America. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I think that you cannot run a gun, so you can turn and try to run. But keep in mind, if I got a gun on you and you run, I'm gonna shoot you because I'm a very good shot. I don't miss. So you can try to run from me if you want to, but you're not gonna get far at all. I don't care how fast you run. I will down you. So if these guys are good shots like I am, then he wouldn't have stood a chance. I think that Ahmaud did what the average rational person would have done. I would have tried to grab the gun myself. You know, like if I felt like I had an opportunity to wrestle the shotgun away from him, I would have took that chance. The problem with Ahmaud is that he would have had to have a lot of luck on his side also, because the daddy had to drop on him. The daddy was in the bed of the truck with a 357. So Ahmaud first has to get the gun away from the father. He has to be successful enough to get the gun away from the son. And then he has to get down for cover fast enough to where the daddy don't pop him. He just didn't have the odds in his favor. It's gonna be very difficult for him to get out of that alive. They came to kill him. And that's what they did. So, yeah, fam. Let's see, ambushed. He knew 2 other people was there as well. Yeah, so that's it, fam. Make sure y'all support Big Texas and Liberty Road movement, and support the other movements too, family. Those other movements out there like the Black Panthers and any other movements, the military-minded type movements, we gotta support those movements. We gotta support those movements. Those movements got to be supported by any means. Like, I see more of us like watching the versus battle and tipping than the people who tipped for things like this, you know, talking about defense, you know, enforcers of justice. These people, they need, and then keep in mind, you know, these people that are in these versus battles, they're already rich. And y'all just be, I ain't gonna say y'all, but I know just people just be hitting them up hard, like just giving these people all kind of bread, you know? And they're, you know, they're just on there playing music. These guys are out there risking their lives, their boots on the ground. They're risking their lives and their freedom and their family and friends' freedom, the people who are in their immediate circle. They're risking it all for us. We always talk about fighting back and resisting. Well, we got people on, we got representatives on the ground that's doing that, and we sitting back and holding our nuts. So we sitting back and saying, well, you know, like, let somebody else do it. Like, if everybody got the mentality like, let somebody else do it, it'll never get done. What if those guys who are out there on the ground said, well, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. If Big Tech said, let somebody else do it, then it'll never get done. So they just decided, you know what, we're gonna go out here and do it. We ain't asking for no help. We ain't gonna ask for them to treat us nice either. We ain't going out there asking them to stop killing us. We finna go out there and demand it, you know? So these guys need that help. They need that financial help. They have to pay for hotels when they go out there. That shit ain't free. They gotta pay for hotels. They gotta pay for gas to drive. They gotta pay for flight for people that's flying in. You know, they gotta pay for food, you know, water. And they got their expenses back home and their families waiting on them, hoping that they're gonna come back home in one piece. We're asking a lot and are not really willing to do our share, do our part. I know it's tough on everybody right now, most of us, I know it's tough on, but I know if we can squeeze out a cup of Starbucks, we can squeeze out something to help these guys and show our appreciation for what they do. Again, I'm gonna have Big Texas on show tomorrow. I'm gonna have him on my live. Go into the details. Like I said, if you can spare anything, fam, go into the details right up under this video, and you'll see Big Texas Liberty Road Cash App. And go in there and shoot them something, man. Shoot them anything, family. Just shoot them something. Show them that you appreciate it. You know, $1, $5, $10, $20, $100, $500, $1,000, whatever you can afford to give. Whatever you can afford to give. Just give something. Do something. You dig what I'm saying, fam? Right now, that's it. And I'll say this too. He did let me know that he read some of them comments, and he did appreciate it. I believe he did jump into the comment section. But so he definitely appreciate the support. But like I say, the financial support is gonna go a much longer way than any type of pat on the back. Until next time, fam, I ain't seeing you, you ain't seeing me. No more time.